Walt Disney's fascination with trains began at an early age. While living in Marceline, Missouri, Walt would put his ear to the train tracks and listen for any trains that might be coming. Walt's uncle, Michael Martin, worked as a steam locomotive engineer, adding to young Walt's interest in trains. As a teenager, Walt Disney had a job with the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway, where he sold newspapers and snacks. It was a job young Walt loved having, for the chance to work on trains and see the country. And even today, scaled-down steam trains circle the perimeter of every Disney theme park around the globe. On May 14, 1958, the Disneyland TV program ran an episode called Magic Highway USA, where Walt Disney shows us the history of American motoring, highway engineering, and gives a look into the future.
And now, looking over the highway situation is a typical American motorist, Walt Disney.
Keeping on the move is an old American custom, and a good one. The most important symbol in the progress of our nation is the highway. Our forefathers, seeking plenty of elbow room, always looked upon distance as a challenge. It took a great deal of courage to open up the frontiers in vehicles like this Conestoga wagon. One of the many freedoms we enjoy today, yet often take for granted, is the freedom of the American road, to come and go as we please in our pursuit of happiness. Today we enjoy the pleasure and convenience of going places in engineering marvels such as this modern automobile. How this all came about is our story. Magic Highway USA. The automobile has created a highly industrialized America of abundance and made us the most mobile people in the world. But with all the pleasures the automobile has given us, it has also overloaded our highways. Working toward the solution of this critical problem are many specialists, such as the highway and traffic engineer.
Our American highway system is the most modern in the world today. But along with it, we are fast creating the world's biggest traffic jam. In 1900, there were only 8,000 automobiles in America. By 1975, we estimate there will be at least 100 million automobiles in America. Now, because of these ever-increasing loads on our present highway system, we must plan and build for the future right now.
We'll move forward together. First, we'll have the more efficient gas turbine car, then the speedier jet, the inexhaustible atom, and possibly the sun-powered electro-suspension car, which needs no wheels. These spectacular conceptions will lead to new dimensions for the American highway. Such visionary ideas, which today seem sheer fantasy, will be commonplace to future generations. There will be miles of tubular highways, air-conditioned routes across hot desert wastelands, over sub-freezing mountain ranges, and even under the oceans. These giant arteries will link together all nations and help create a better understanding among the peoples of the world. As in the past, the highway will continue to play a vital role in the progress of civilization. It will be our magic carpet to new hopes, new dreams, and a better way of life for the future.
Among Disney historians and enthusiasts, November 15, 1965 is perhaps best remembered for the numerous news photos that were snapped of Florida Governor Hayden Burns seated between Walt Disney and Roy Disney, with a nearby sign proclaiming, "Florida welcomes Walt Disney." The setting was the Egyptian Room of the Cherry Plaza Hotel in Orlando. While this particular press conference was the first official joint announcement from Burns and Disney about the Florida project. The Disney cat had been let out of the Florida bag some 3 weeks earlier, when Burns confirmed speculation, primarily from Orlando Sentinel reporter Emily Bavar, that that Disney was indeed coming to Central Florida.
Walt Disney, who will bring a new world of entertainment, pleasure, and economic development to the state of Florida. Walt Disney. Thank you, Governor. May I also introduce on my left the financial genius of Walt Disney Productions, its president, Mr. Roy Disney. Mr. Disney, this is the largest press aggregation I have ever seen in the state of Florida, and I think it bespeaks the interest of the 6.5 million citizens of Florida for the great expectations that they have from this hour.
Well, we've been making a survey of potential locations for an additional type of the operation like Disneyland for the last 10 years. We surveyed the whole eastern coast, and then we narrowed it down to regions like Florida. And it just seemed to us that the lands available, the freeway routes coming from all directions, they bisect here, and I don't know, that was mostly it, I think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for the very fine coverage that you have given this event today. I have made the appraisal that this is the most important day in the progress and the future development of this state. I know of no single thing in history that could have made the impact that the establishment of the Disney facility here will make. With the people here from Pensacola to Key West, community leaders and officials, certainly this state has expressed its delight at the decision of Walt Disney and Walt Disney Productions to come and be among us. Thank you very much.
Walt Disney unveils plans for his Florida project in a video presentation recorded October 27, 1966, 3 years after choosing the Orlando area to build what would become Walt Disney World. Disney first saw the land after flying over Central Florida on November 22, 1963.
A project so vast, it has already been called a whole new Disney world. And now, here is Walt Disney.
Welcome to a little bit of Florida here in California. This is where the early planning is taking place for our so-called Disney World project. Now, the purpose of this film is to bring you up to date about some of the plans for Disney World. But before I go into any of the details, I want to say just a word about the site of our Florida project. As you can see on this map, we have a perfect location in Florida, almost in the very center of the state. In fact, we selected this site because it's so easy for tourists and Florida residents to get here by automobile. Now, in larger scale on this map, our Florida land is located partly in Orange County and Osceola County, between the cities of Orlando and Kissimmee. And the important thing is that the Disney World is located just a few miles from the crossing point of Interstate 4 and Sunshine State Parkway, Florida's major highways carrying motors east and west and north and south to the center of the state. The sketches and plans you will see today are simply a starting point, our first overall thinking about Disney World. Everything in this room may change time and time again as we move ahead. But the basic philosophy of what we're planning for Disney World is going to remain very much as it is right now. We know what our goals are. We know what we hope to accomplish. And believe me, it's the most exciting and challenging assignment we've ever tackled at Walt Disney Productions.
So this is Epcot, the heart of Disney World. In other parts of the country, a community the size of this prototype could become part of an entire city complex composed of many such communities, planned and built a few miles apart. In Disney World, about 20,000 people will actually live in Epcot. Their homes will be built in ways that permit ease of change, so that new products may continuously be demonstrated. Their schools will welcome new ideas, so that everyone who grows up in Epcot will have skills in pace with today's world. Epcot will be a working community with employment for all, and everyone who lives here will have a responsibility to help keep this community an exciting, living blueprint of the future. And now here again is Walt Disney.
That's the starting point for our experimental prototype community of tomorrow. And now, where do we go from these preliminary plans and sketches? Well, a project like this is so vast in scope that no one company alone can make it a reality. But if we can bring together the technical know-how of American industry and the creative imagination of the Disney organization, I'm confident we can create right here in Disney World a showcase to the world of the American free enterprise system. I believe we can build a community that more people will talk about and come to look at than any other area in the world. And with your cooperation, I'm sure this experimental prototype community of tomorrow can influence the future of city living for generations to come.
Roy Disney poses with Mickey Mouse at the dedication of Walt Disney World on October 1st, 1971.
In the words of Walt Disney, you can dream, create, design, and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it requires people to make the dream a reality. On October 1st, 1971, the grandest of all of Walt Disney's dreams became a reality.
Walt Disney World is a tribute to the philosophy and the life of Walter Elias Disney, and to the talents, the dedication, and the loyalty of the entire Disney organization that made Walt Disney's dream come true.